Hello, and welcome to Every Day is Funny, the meditative morning show about newspaper comics. And we've got about a week left until the season 1 finale of EDIF. Big moment coming with the 100th episode. And while I take some time to reassess and reformat in that downtime, there is still, of course, in addition to you should like the show on all its platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, share it with people, so that when we come back, we can come back guns a-blazing. But I do, of course, have another podcast called The Spoofcast, which you should check out in the interim, which is where I review spoof movies with my friend Steve. And in doing that endeavor, I've learned just how many spoof movies there are, far beyond what you think you know. Like, if you think you know how many spoof movies are out there, I'm sorry to dismiss the illusion, sir or madam, but no, it's far more gargantuan than that. But I've been thinking about a movie premise, a spoof premise, that I don't think has been done yet, and that is a spoof movie of courtroom dramas. Like, in all of the years of spoof, and in all of the years that courtroom dramas have been relevant as a subject for TV and film, how has this not happened? Now, I haven't looked this up yet, so if it has happened, but see, that's the problem with this show. If I come up with a premise, and then I look it up, and then it turns out to be true, and then I still willingly go along with saying it, that seems like a lie. But if I'm willfully, blissfully ignorant, that's fine. It's kind of sad, but... Anyway, there should be a spoof of courtroom films. Like, this goes all the way back to 12 Angry Men. There's so many to choose from and to spoof. But I think it'd be fun if you combined it with a movie like Clue, make it a murder mystery. And it's this spoof of courtroom dramas where it's about a murder, and the jury's gonna see if they're gonna convict this murderer, and they go into their room to deliberate, like in 12 Angry Men. But then each of those 12 jurors start dying. Like, it's a classic situation of lights flickering off and back on, and then there's a dead body. We don't really have to get into the logistics of how a killer got into the room and how they're doing it and escaping, and that I'm not really concerned with that. But so then everyone theorizes that the accused murderer that they're deliberating on was somehow involved, maybe hired someone to delay the trial by killing the jurors or something. So it's kind of like this murder mystery. Was it that person or was it somebody else? And then meanwhile, you're going through all these spoofs. 12 Angry Men, A Few Good Men, Men. I don't know why they all have fucking men in the title. To Kill a Mockingbird. And then more recent stuff. Like, it's still a popular thing. I mean, Suits. Anatomy of a Fall. How has nobody capitalized on this spoof yet? And then in the end, it's revealed that the real murderer was the Lincoln lawyer's Lincoln. It's just like a shot of a car holding up a gun. That'd be funny. Come on, that'd be funny. A car with a gun? That'd be funny. Killers of the Flower Moon, too. So many courtroom things. Even, like, that's the thing. Even if you're not like a courtroom drama, a lot of movies still have like a courtroom scene in it that you can capitalize on. I don't know, I just wonder where our spoof writers went. Are they in hiding, in hibernation? Like, come out, write this movie. Maybe I'll write it in my downtime. Probably not, though. Alright, let's get to the comics. Alright, how about Daddy Days? We did this like a week ago, and it was like the featured comic on Comics Kingdom. Let's try it again. It's just a single dad, I believe, with a son named Little Angus. Alright, the dad's in a chair thinking, Angus is at his mama's house, so I get a quiet evening at home. And he just sits in the chair in silence for a while. Then he's having coffee with a friend. He says, I spent hours playing videos of him with the volume all the way up. Oh, that's sweet. You have no other hobbies as a father? And why did you have to address that the volume was all the way up? Why does that part matter? That doesn't distribute or exhibit any more love than if the volume was at a normal temp. If anything, it feels like you turned the volume all the way up just so you could say you turned the volume all the way up when you told a friend about what you did, and it would come across as sweeter. That is nice. It's a little sad, though. You really should have another hobby. Literally watch something else. You're with the kid quite a lot. This friend doesn't look happy to hear that story. Also, this friend has the most slanted, disturbing head I've ever seen. It doesn't even look like a friend, actually. It looks like he went to a diner after having nothing to do and watching all the home videos, and then just told a random man who was trying to, have a calm cup of coffee about this. And the man's like, I'm here to get away from my kids. I don't need a random man telling me about his kids and watching videos of them. I mean, I understand fatherhood is your entire existence when you're a dad, but you don't like anything else? That's gonna put a lot of pressure on the kid growing up. He's gonna be a very clingy dad if he has no other interests. He should find a side passion, especially when he doesn't even have a wife anymore. Golly, do something else, my man. Don't bother strangers at diners drinking coffee. When that kid goes to college, this dad is going to have the roughest go of it because he'll have spent 18 years not coming up with another activity to do. And he's going to be totally lost. All right, Mary Worth time. Yesterday was alarming again, as Wilbur woke up from his dream about Stellan and seemed to be totally content with life all of a sudden. All he had to do was dream about his dead goldfish doing well, and he was able to move on with his life. Let's see where he's at now. Headline: After Wilbur's dream. He's talking to his other fish. He says, "Willa, I spoke to your brother. He's happy and he thanked me." Then, whoa. Headline: Meanwhile, Stellan's namesake is also feeling good. And then an older man and woman kiss. The man says Stell. The woman says Ed. Okay, so I'm guessing this is Wilbur's ex-wife. And I guess... okay, so this is kind of connecting things a little. I had an assumption that the goldfish death was really analogous and meaning the death of his relationship to his betrothed. And so now it turns out that Stellan was actually named after, I guess, Stella, unless her name is also really Stellan. But that kind of makes a little more sense now. It's still quite alarming and doesn't make sense, but at least I'm starting to get it. This is a very interesting thing to cut to this. I guess this is her new man friend who, God, I don't know if Wilbur knows about this guy, but he is far better looking. She really swung upwards. Although his suit is strange. He's got a pink suit jacket and a darker pink dress shirt and yellow tie. It's really screaming off Easter's my favorite holiday. How are they What old couple passionately kisses and as their lips are touching, says both of their names to each other? And it's interesting because I guess this guy's name is Ed. So he starts by saying Stell, and he's gonna say or un, but then she interrupts with Ed. Man, she must be so she must be the happiest woman in the world compared to where she was. Look at the disparity between these two panels. Her ex is talking to a fish about a dead fish he dreamed about the night before, and it finally gave him purpose in life. Meanwhile, she's here with a hunk, kissing a hunk named Ed in an Easter suit. She must think, I really figured this thing out. Good for her. I don't think she should be with Wilbur. Oh, but wait, if that's the mom, does that mean... Is this the woman who threw his daughter out? Did she throw the daughter out because she wanted to make love to Ed? This is all maybe starting to make sense now. Okay. But we're being introduced to this woman now. Like, is she gonna be around? I feel like Wilbur's plotline is that he's able to move on now, and he really shouldn't be concerned with old people, fish, possessions. Like, maybe now he can just hang out with his daughter, have a good time, hang out with Mary Worth, and we don't have to, like, harp on any of this worrying stuff of mental decline. I don't know. Rex Morgan time. Yesterday, Corey realized that talking to the bully while he was wrapped in bandages was a bad move, and now he was leaving to go back to Parker's room, but who should appear but the bully's mom in the hallway, and she started talking to Corey. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Headline: Corey gets caught leaving Randy's hospital room. The woman says, "I'm Randy's mother. And you are?" Corey says, Corey, we're in school together." She says, "Good of you to come see him, Corey. I'm glad to see he's made at least one friend at his new school." Corey says, yeah, making friends when you're the new kid is kinda hard." "Corey, you are just going from problem to problem. You just snuck into a kid's hospital room, berated him, and then fled the scene, and now you're running into his disturbed, upset mom and lying that he has a friend in school." Like, look at her face in the middle. She is on the verge of tears, learning that her son has a friend. And now Corey's just going on with the lie. I get it. I don't know exactly what you should be saying in that scenario. It's like, "No, actually, your son beat the living daylights out of my friend. So I was going to go in there to confront him, but I now realize saying this doesn't sound so good." Also, Corey's doing everything he can to reveal that he's lying with his mannerisms, but not his words. Like, if you look at the final panel, he's got, like, his right hand under his chin, his left hand, like, stroking his chin, and he's looking away. It's like, have you ever seen a man more clearly lying in life? I mean, it's presumably about to be revealed by Randy the bully when he tells his mom, like, "No, that's not my friend. That's a dude who just snuck into the hospital room," and he'll probably leave out the fact that he beat up the friend of his, so it'll just make Corey seem really bad. Listen, this is just not good for anyone. This whole web of lies and violence is... You know, I'm going to publicly speak out against it. I'm going to take a stand right now. I don't like violence. I don't like webs of lies. I think they're dangerous. A detriment to society at large. All right, let me think of what to comment. All right, I'm going to comment Corey saying, "Oh yeah, we're great friends. We play this fun game where he pretends to hate me. So if you talk to him and he says he hates me, that's all part of the game." Send. All right. Time to wind down for this Tuesday, July 30th. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, every day is funny.